Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your April 2024 General Tarot reading. I hiccuped. It's Raina here. I was thinking, well, there's some like tension here. And I was thinking, well, that reminds me of squares. And yeah, that Aries solar eclipse squares off your sun. If you're watching for sun sign, if you're watching for your ascendant, obviously it does as well. Um, you know, Ostensibly, let's put it that way. It could, because they're both the cardinal signs. And so that's your career sector, but authority figures as well. Okay. So if some of you have had any kind of, this is the past energy, Seven of Swords. This is a card of, I love that photo bomb of the bird. This is this kind of energy of deception, somebody cheating, but it can be stealing. It can actually be physical theft. But I haven't seen this, but I think it could be intellectual theft. So that could be an idea that somebody is stealing from you in the workplace. For instance, you came up with an idea and somebody else is taking credit for it. And sometimes these things happen in more subtle ways, but they're still, they're still occurring in certain ways where you're in the workplace and you're not getting the credit. Somebody else may be getting the credit and you're doing all of the work, that kind of thing, which is, pretty annoying, but also pretty demoralizing because, it always feels good to get kind of, acknowledgement. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And the heart of the matter is the Knight of Wands. So you see that horse in the background. This is Sagittarius energy, which is very freedom loving. It's a very different vibe than Cancer. So if this is like something that is within yourself, you may be like fed up with how things are going. And that's why I was saying authority figures. You may want to become your own authority because you're a cardinal sign. And cardinal signs tend to be very involved with initiating things. So the whole idea of being an employee is that you may feel like you're not good at initiating and you're going to kind of obey the orders of somebody else. But people who are leaders or initiators, it's very hard a lot of times for them to take orders because that's just not their, that's not the way that they approach life itself. So it's very hard for them to do that. But anyway, in relationship issues, it can be just like, I don't need this. I can be by myself. There's like that independence that the fire energy represents. The higher message, the spiritual lesson in this is the Five of Wands, which is, there's two things I'm going to say. One is for personal relationships and one is for, career matters. For personal relationships, watch out for competition within your relationship with somebody and competition and conflict, because that gives you a sign that you're probably with somebody who's not supportive of you, who is actually thinking that they need to compete with you, which they obviously don't. But it's those kinds of situations that can be very, upsetting. to be in that sort of situation, very stressful in a relationship. And then also with any kind of conflict in the relationship, what that basically shows, if you find that you're bickering with a partner way too much, because you have to expect you're going to have your off days and that kind of thing, you can't expect perfection, but if it's like a regular thing, then what that shows you is that you're probably incompatible with that person and you really clash on a lot of issues. So it's really like important to look at how you work with someone. And this also involves work. What kind of a work environment do you have with your coworkers? Is it like dog eat dog? That's what I see with the 5 of Wands for the workplace. Is that and that's what the 7 of Swords can represent, that deceptive energy behind someone's back. These kinds of things go hand in hand when you're in a toxic work environment or when you're in a toxic relationship. What crosses you is the 3 of Swords. Boy, this 3 of Swords is really intense, but it's really a card of heartbreak, rejection, that sort of emotion. I was going to say that Cancer people, you could really feel that strongly because you're a water sign, so you tend to be very emotional to begin with, right? But yeah, what I see with this card in the challenge position is that maybe this is an on-again, off-again relationship that needs to be severed cleanly and completely. That's what in the upright position, I mean, I probably picked it in the upright position, but I'm reading it like a challenge card. It's like one of those things where the person refuses to completely let go of it. And I could see a Cancer person doing that because the crab has those claws that just are very tenacious. There's emotional tenacity to Cancer that borders on obsession as far as I'm concerned. But it's, the thing is that we have to let go. Letting go is so key in really sorting out the men from the boys as far as feelings goes, as far as relationships goes. So the relationships that are meant to last, you don't have to what's that word, like hyper manage, hyper control, those types of micromanage. You don't have to micromanage a healthy relationship because you're not worried about that person cheating. You know that they're not going to cheat. If you're worried about your partner cheating, then you don't have trust in that relationship. And of course, there are people that have been traumatized by losses, like an important death when they're younger, or a past relationship that really ended badly. And maybe a person like that is more prone to worrying about stuff like that. But the bottom line is that you should be able to approach things from a viewpoint of, understanding. As when you heal, even if you've experienced trauma, you can see that you're safe regardless of if somebody leaves you or if you leave them. You're not going to be in danger because you're an adult and you can take care of yourself. So yeah, so this is about, if you're on again, off again with someone, or if this is work related, if you feel like you didn't get the promotion. Yeah, I mean, the 7 of Swords, someone doing something very sneaky to try to keep you from getting something that you thought you deserved. What's coming in is the 10 of Cups. This is a card of, this is actually a marriage card and a happy family type of a card. You can say happily ever after with this card. So if there's a work matter involved, then you may be motivated to change how you feel because you want to be more present with your family, or maybe you'll get more time. I mean, who knows? Maybe someone cheated you out of a job and tricked you out of your job, and now you're on the unemployment line, but maybe this is the best thing that ever happened to you and you have more freedom. And you can spend more time with your family. If this is relationship related, the 10 of Cups is about making that energetic space for your life partner to come in, that the 10 of Cups would represent. You can only do that if you are, free to mingle. So you don't have to look at these things as bad things. You can grieve them if there's a loss involved, but you can also be grateful because maybe you would have never done it on your own. The outcome card is the Page of Cups. You see they have like a little heart there, and this is all connected to water energy. Probably, I think this is Pisces. This is a card of children. But most of all, in terms of the rest of this reading, Cancer, I believe that this is a card of having an open heart for the future, not being jaded, having the innocence of a child. Because this is one of the things with water signs, is that when you get your heart broken or when somebody betrays you, it's very hard for you to just be like that, because your emotions are, I don't want to say stuck on what happened, but they are, Cancers are really connected to the past. So obviously things in the past, if they don't stay in the past, it makes it hard to move on. So the Page of Cups, because the page can be the early stages of something, is awakening your heart chakra so that you can allow love to come in or even attract love in the first place. So anyway, that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that this resonated. I hope you have a great April. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.